There we go. What a friggin' day. Okay. Move that over. Turn the sound off here. I'm a little early. See who's here. And I think it's too bright. That's better. Ow. Hi, Christina. Oh, what a day. How's your day been? Hopefully better than mine. Get in there and they don't want to fit. Oh, man. I just grab bags thinking that, you know, they'll fit. I have sewing stuff and they won't fit in the bag. That's no fun. Oh my. Has everybody had a good day? I hope everybody else has had a good day. My day's been wackadoodle from the start. Yes, that's the official term, wackadoodle. I think this is too far. Ah, that's why. My pin fell down. There we go. Hi, Melanie. Yeah, I know you guys just love having a big close-up of my hand. Well, these are good for small stuff, but not sewing stuff. I've had, let's see, besides the back pain today, we've had 2 avalanches of stuff here. One of them was 5 minutes ago because the cat got a little too rambunctious next to my computer. That was fun. Big concrete pillar over there fell over because she wiggled her butt behind it and then got stuck and panicked. We can all breathe now. We're all back here. We can have some fun. And we'll sell whatever I manage to pull together. I was doing, so if any of you saw my live on Trusty Huckster Mercantile on Patrick's show last night with him and Katie, I looked great. I felt great. The day I have the therapy, they are now putting me in a traction machine. So everything gets stretched out and it takes some of the pressure off the spine. That's great. The pinched nerve doesn't bother me as much. But by the time I wake up the next day, that's a whole different story. So it was a challenging day today. I'm oh, foo, now I'm dropping stuff. Where'd it go? Oh, ow, ow, ow. That example right there has been exactly how my day has gone. It was so bad I went back to bed. I went back to bed at 7 o'clock and no, at 6 o'clock and set my alarm for 8:30. It's been that kind of day. But I had been up in the attic a while ago and found these cool old sewing things. I'm trying to sort them out so not everything is a dark color. That one's a cream. All right. And that lot is scraps. And these are all newer ones, which we'll see. Yeah, when your back is out, the whole day is shot. It absolutely is. That's all right. My day last night should have been a warning. When I was trying to set up to do the Patrick's Live, I pushed the laptop I didn't put on the desk in front of me. I left it up top and I tried to push it backwards a little bit. Oops, it went over the back of the desk. It took a nosedive. What way do I need to go? It took a nosedive over the back of the desk, and I had to pull it up carefully by its cord. That was about half an hour before. And then when I tried to get on, my phone would not connect. It did not want to connect and connect to go live for some reason. It was just having issues all day long. Started then, but the show and tell went really well. So if any of you haven't seen it, Patrick and Katie have started a thing where it's I think they call them duo dives. I've forgotten what he called them, but he had someone cancel, so he knew I had collection of rhinestone jewelry, so he wanted me on so that we could discuss and look at some rhinestone jewelry. So I think we got through about 10, maybe 12 pieces of what I have. So everybody has a chance to see something cool. And yes, I did bring the tiara that is in my, how did I do that? I just made this one 2 instead of 3. But I did bring the big fancy tiara that has the big stars on it. So that way, that everybody got to see the most awesome piece, because I've never seen another one like that. So I actually have 3 brooches tonight, though, that will be up for grabs. So let's see, where do I want to start, because there has been no comping going on today. There just hasn't. There hasn't been time. It's been too much of a challenge. But there's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's a bunch of paper tonight, whether it's books, paper dolls, a Barbie cookbook, some interesting devil postcards. Yes, you heard brooches. And then if we get to it, we'll do this seam binding lots of vintage sewing stuff. Where am I going to put it? Like I said, I got, you know. I'm hit or miss today. The whole day has been hit or miss. So let's get started and have some fun. Let's start with the baby here. It's a naked baby. Baby had a bath too before he could come out to play, because baby was dusty in all those little crevices and in between his fingers. So baby got scrubbed with a toothbrush. Why am I buffering? What is going on? No. Am I buffering to you guys? Because I'm buffering on mine. Oh, there we go. No, I'm frozen again. Come on. Now I'm way behind in my own feed. All right. There we go. So my computer just went wonky. It'll catch up. I set it to 125. It'll catch up to me. We are having problems with the router today. And after the last storm went through, another small limb hit the phone line. And I think that I'm going to be calling them in the morning and going, hey, come check this thing out. So we have this little baby, does not have, he has a number 90 on the back of his head. There's a little number 90 up here, but that's it. He doesn't have, he's a set pose. None of his joints are joints. They're just there. He does have a little hole in his mouth and a little hole down there. So he is one of those ones that you can feed. His eyes don't close, so he's always going to be staring at you into your very soul. But he does have the vinyl head, but it is a harder plastic body. So he, if you want to dress him, do something with him for Halloween, or make clothes for him and give him to a little one to play with, he is, he, she, it. But the doll baby is all yours for $5, and it's number 17. $5, number 17, for the vintage vinyl headed baby doll. Put the baby up there. That kind of freaks you out, Nana? Yeah. Some dolls can. Some dolls can. I had one doll that was a baby doll that I can remember having for a long time, and it was big. I mean, it was like this long, so it was life size newborn at least. And you had to like grab its head because it was hard to get the head to turn. And if you turned the head one way, baby smiled. If you turned the head the other way, the baby frowned and then cried. That was creepy. But as a little kid, it didn't bother me. But now as an adult, that was a creepy kind of doll. Now, I did find, this is the only other real baby thing I have. Check this out. Quiet Baby is Sleeping. What a great piece of ephemera. It is from Stork Diaper Service, which was in Philadelphia, and they had an office in Wilmington. And it has the prices on the back of how many diapers. If you needed to do 50 diapers weekly, it was $2.35. If you needed to do 100 diapers weekly, it was $3.10. I don't know. Where's the thing? Okay, they only use, I love all the stuff they have on here. They only use pure ivory soap. They have soft Snow White sterilized diapers. They wash only diapers. The prices are economical. There is a sliding scale rental service for the diapers. You have your choice of Curity, Bird's Eye, Hourglass, Knitted, or Snap-on diapers. Those must be all the companies that made them. And a free subscription to Your New Baby magazine. Employees medically examined monthly. That's the one that got me. Why? And then Member Diaper Service Institute of America. So all that's on there. And then they have this is diapers are medicated with diaperine, which eliminates this cause of diaper rash, prescribed by baby doctors everywhere. Ask your pediatrician. But they offered this as a thing that you could put in your window when you had a brand new baby that was sleeping, or if you were in an apartment, put on your door. So it's such a cute little graphic. And I just think the back is really funny with some of the write-up on it. So this is, let's see, the baby sign. This sign came out of one of my older siblings' baby books. So it's Steve was born in 49, and Phyllis was born in 51, I think. So it's early 50s at the very least, maybe late 40s that this came out. So the baby sign is $5, and it's number 63. $5, number 63 for the baby sign. Now, here's our first owl thing tonight. Isn't that a beauty? It is a long-eared owl. It's a bone china cup from England. It's 5 inches tall. So it's quite a tall piece. And at that height, you could use this even as a vase. It has a description on the back of the long-eared owl and that beautiful image of it flying. And I see Reclaim Treasures by Mary. Wants the baby picture. The quiet sign. Thank you. Now this is going to be an offer up because I have not had a chance to do any comps today. So there's going to be quite a few of them tonight. This is an exclusive design. This is another Roy Kirkham bone china mug. This thing just... No, I don't want to remove from the stream. I want you to learn how to focus. I can never get the camera on this phone to focus. Drives me nuts. But it is in great shape. There's no sign that it was ever used. There's no scratches in there from a teacup. But this is an offer up for the Longhorn Owl bone china mug. So we're going to start this at $7. And is anybody interested to start that offer at $7? Probably type it in there. Put this up here. There we go. But it is a great mug. Do we have any interest? I like the Roy Kirkham mugs. He always puts a pattern down the edge, which is always pretty cute. And always is a pattern that has something to do with the actual design that he's put on it. All right, I don't see anybody, so we'll put a pass on that one. How about two 1970s highlights magazines for children? It has, of course, the ever popular Bear comic in there. All right, Melanie. Now, these are both from February of different years. So it has a lot of February things to make. This one is February 1973, and this one is February 1975. Now, this one has some issues. When I found them, they were opened like this, and it caused some damage to this one because you can see how this side got very brittle, and you could tell it was exposed to light because it turned all brown along the edge. So this one has had a little bit of a problem inside of it. But the two together, because you can use them for junk journaling or whatever you would like to use them for. Show your grandkids what you grew up looking at in the doctor's offices all the time. So the two highlights books are $5 and they're number 56. $5, number 56 for the two 1970s highlights magazines. Them over there then. Now I do have a cute little, oh, okay. Thank you, Mary. Yeah, I know, Evan, it is a good price, but I felt bad because that one had damage to it. So I just felt I should like offer a deal on this too. I did find some others, but I'm going to save them. Then they were all Valentine's Day. So I was going to save them for, I'm going to put them in my big bin of holiday stuff and save them for Valentine's Day. Now I have this little item. To have enough to share, to know the joy of giving, To thrill with all the sweets of life is living. And it is pretty little trivet. It says Jasco 1981 down here in the corner. On the back, it has Jasco Taiwan. You guys are seeing an awful lot of glare, aren't you? I think I may need to fix a light up there. I don't want to knock the brooches on the floor, but I need to move my keyboard over. There we go. So the strawberry tile is really so cute. And I love that somebody has little hard rubber, like almost like vulcanized rubber, feet on it so that you can use it. I think there had been a hanger to try to hang it, but that's gone. And you can see like the glue job. This was done by somebody else, I think. I'm not sure that's company made because it's awful sloppy. But it is a really cute little thing. It kind of reminds me of Strawberry Shortcake, which I never watched because I just thought she was just disgustingly cute and sweet and syrupy. So the Strawberry Girl tile is $6 and it's number 36. $6, number 36 for the cute little Strawberry Girl tile. And since it does have the feet, you can use it as a nice little hot plate. Hi, Katie. Sonia, hello. Okay, so we have that. You in there. Now, I have a batch of, let me fix this. Ow, ow, you get so freaking hot. That's a desk lamp up there, and it's an old one, and boy, that sucker gets hot. And I think it was putting too much of a glare on some of the things. So I have a batch of kids cards for ephemera. Now, most of them are 70s and 80s. A lot of them are animals. So this is an offer up on children's cards. No, not 500. Got to put a decimal point in there. So we're going to start this at 5. Wow, Jen. 60? 60 boxes of books is about a third of what I inherited. I feel your pain. Wow. This is probably one of the newest ones. I'm pretty sure this is more from the 90s, maybe even the 2000s, and it's a boy on a bike. But it's such a great picture. They are used. This one's actually a Christmas one. It says joy to the world inside. But these are all, you can use them for junk journaling. Like I said, they all are used. But they are all, that one's American Greetings. This is ambassador cards, which ambassador cards stopped sometime. I don't remember them being around after the 70s. I think sometime in the 80s they got absorbed by somebody else. But you've got all these little cute animal ones. Somebody was 5. Grandson was a rat. I just love the animals. Absolutely love them. Well, look. She looks almost like the girl on the tile. So it's an offer up. Starting offer is $5. A little floral one. Girl with a kitty and the upright piano. Now that one is just the cover. So, and you have a little deer, which is another ambassador cards. I'm looking for a date anywhere on any of these, and I'm not. So I see Sonia for 5. Another little girl with a piano. This one is an interesting image. Oh, okay, because this is a UNICEF card, but it just looks like something, a little kid's toy. So far it is Sonia at 5, another little girl one, and then one for a niece that has a unicorn, a brown unicorn with a maze on the back. I was very tempted to keep the brown unicorn. Hallmark eventually, I think, Evan took over everybody. So we are, I see Reclaimed Treasures by Mary at 6. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's 15 cards altogether. There's 15 cards. So I see Mary at $6 for all 15 cards of the children's cards, which are vintage from the 70s. I know the mother of the person these came from, so they must have been for Michelle. And so, yep, they are definitely cards from the 70s. And I don't see anyone coming in after Mary. So we have going once, 2. Whoop, the chat just jumped. Reclaimed Treasures by Mary for 6. So going twice. Last call. Okay, sold for 6. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. We have that. The Nicety Seller. Hello, how are you tonight? Now, I have a Shirley Temple paper doll book. This is new old stock. It's never been used. Everything is in. Why does it? Yeah, they always like go straight to the white pages. You have all these wonderful outfits, and each outfit, some of them, I'm sure it'll tell you, like this one says it's from Stand Up and Cheer, which was one of her movies. So if it's from a particular movie, it tells you. And you, of course, have the doll in the beginning. So this is from the, and it says it's from the collection of the Children's Museum, Boston, Massachusetts. So it's a reproduction of the original paper dolls that were issued when Shirley Temple was a little one. So the Shirley Temple paper doll book is $8, and it's number 83. $8, number 83 for the Shirley Temple paper doll. Oh, clunk. Yeah, you. All right. Nana Tink. Thank you. Now, I have another one. This one is out of my own stash. Hang on. What are you doing? Don't meow at me. What are you doing? She's caused enough problems today. I'm hearing claws on things I should not hear claws on. She's attacking a box of books, and I'm about ready to wring her neck for it. She's caused 2 avalanches today. But this one, you have the insert, the dolls themselves are in, that light, are in their corset and petticoat underneath. And then you get these fantastic dresses. Look, you could dress her for Halloween in those 2. Aren't they lovely? Oh no, Katie's puppy is getting into things. I think it's the night for it with the critters, isn't it? That they're all just getting into trouble. Can you imagine trying to bicycle in this dress? That's just, and you know, they didn't really have chain guards that well. Now this is a swimsuit over here. They would have been made from wool. And most of the time the women, even if they knew how to swim, would only go out like next to a rope that had handholds because the weight of the outfit would practically just drown you. So, and this is a tea gown, which to me looks really more like you've put on your remember when grandma's had a house dress? That's what that reminds me of. Now, these are my favorites because you have this great looking wedding dress and then you have this pretty little pink ball gown. But but this is also $8. It does have some weird little sticker thing on the back. But the antique fashion paper dolls of the 1890s, it's $8 and it's number 14. $8, number 14. Yes, she was able to cycle in her dress. And I really wonder, because I don't remember if you could see a chain guard on that, on the one they did for the movie. So this is paper dolls from 1890s. Okay. Now I do have, let's do a brooch. I have an elephant brooch. Now he's just a hair over 2 inches long, and he's 1.5 inches high. Now he looks like he's resin because now there's color on his back that you can see. And I think he's artist made because this is the kind of backing piece you could buy in the stores. But he's got these, like there's a little line here. That's a piece of gold rickrack right there. And it has the pearl. The pearl's set in, but is raised up over the edge of the resin. And the ear is really cool because they've used a curly piece of wire to curl around and make the ear. So it's so cute. So he's an offer. We're gonna start him at $8. He's a lovely little piece. I'm just not that into elephants. So I figured, you know, he should have a new home. We're gonna start it at $8. It is a wonderful piece. Artist made, but not artist signed, which often happens at the Delaware Art Museum. I mean, we would often get artist pieces in, and for sometimes the jewelry. Oh wait, it is signed. I thought it wasn't. I had my thumb over it. It says Yossi, YOSSI period S. I was holding it. It's right down there on the bottom. You're not going to see it with this camera, but it's down there on the bottom of the foot. Sure, Josie, that would be wonderful. Because I'm always by myself trying to do these sales. Because Mike's at work, so. But it is a lovely little elephant. The trunk is up. It's got some neat colorings in there and shadings with the background colors. And do we have any offers? I don't see any offers, so I think we're actually going to pass on the elephant. Okay. Well, okay. How about a rhinestone piece? Yeah, I'm actually parting with a rhinestone piece. Definitely, I'm going to double check. It definitely does not have a maker's mark. It does have the little loop on the back that you could wear it as a necklace. But look at this beauty. It is all filigree. Come here, you. I need something I can put this against. And it wants to focus on my fingers. But it's all filigree, and then it has all these little rhinestones all over it. It's just driving me nuts that this camera will not help me out here. Because you're really getting, I can't get any closer than this. But it is a gorgeous little one. And it is, so it's 1.5 inches across and 2 inches high. But it is a wonderful filigree metalwork to the back. And the stones, they did that thing where they create lots of little ball points, and I want to say they are prong set, but I want to be sure. Oh yeah, they are. They are. They are all prong set rhinestones. Because sometimes they just make a little ball thing next to the stone, and you have to look and see if the stone is faceted and see if those pieces come up over the edge. And they do, and there's no stones missing. It is a lovely little piece. And we're going to start this one. We're going to start this lovely one at 8. Because this is another offer up. The nice part of this is that wonderful filigree. You could either have this for the winter as a snowflake or as a flower in the spring, because there's all these little lines that almost look like leaves behind it. So it is a lovely, lovely piece. So we have the bid start at 8, and I see Katie in for 8. It looks so delicate, but it really, really is well done, well put together. And on the back, you can see where this is one piece, and then there's a little spoke set up in the center that is actually holding all of these and the center stone on the other side. It's all separate parts that were all assembled together. It is very well done little piece and absolutely adorable. And I kept second guessing about giving it up too. But I like having electricity, so this little beauty has to go. Oh, I see we have Katie at 25 is the high bid right now. It is a beauty. It is a very well made. I am surprised at the quality of it that I did not find a maker's mark, because this one I actually remembered to take the jeweler's loop to the back of it to look for one and did not find a maker's mark. It does have the safety catch right there, and it also has that loop so that you could wear it as a necklace piece, as a pendant. So, oh, And we have Fiona in at 26. So, and Katie at 28. And I think we have it going, but mostly between those two. So I think, okay, and since it was just those two and Blackie, Fiona is now out, so I think we can go ahead and call going once. We can start to call it because the top bid's at 28. So do we have it going once? There we go. And we'll have it going twice. And sold. To Katie. Thank you, Katie. Awesome. Thank you very much, Katie. And I'm going to sit that up there where it's nice and safe. Now, the other brooch I have. Let's do, well, might as well do the third one too. Yeah, that one is a real beauty, that little snowflake one. Now, this one is kind of that, what did they used to call it? Hollywood Gothic that was in the 70s. Sarah Coventry jumped on that for jewelry. It does say Coventry right here in the back. It does have the hook. Whereas that other pin was light and delicate and didn't really have a lot of weight. This one, they always seem to use a baser metal, so it has a little weight to it. It also has this little dingly dangly piece at the bottom with a stone in it. And it has a faux opal. It has a faux opal in the center and stones all around it. It's hard to see that the stones around it are so dark because you can see the pink ones here and here, but all the other stones are a really deep red. And so I'm notice on the screen, they look like they're black. I mean, this little black, that looks like a black dot. This one looks like a black dot. They're all, those spots that look like little black dots are a very deep ruby red. And this pin is another offer. This one's also going to start at 8 for the Sarah Coventry piece. If you like that wonderful Gothic look, this is definitely a pin for you. It is a big one too. It is. It's quite long. So this one, it's 3 1/4 inches long from the very top to the bottom of that little dingly piece. I love the fact when they have little dangly things that move. I think they're so cool to have some movement to a pin. But it is a statement piece, being that it's that long. And then for width, let's see what the width is, because it's kind of wide too. It's 1 3/4 inches wide. So it is a big one. And it's got Gothic written all over it. I look at this and all I can think of is dark shadows, because I love dark shadows. I like that Gothic stuff. Yeah, can you imagine if you had that right kind of almost Victorian outfit or in black and then have this like right at the neck? It really would. Look, see, it really would. Not on a t-shirt. You can see my little pin tonight. I'm glad I saw that. I almost forgot. I wore this down just so I can make sure I put it on my uniform. So I see Fiona at 8. for the wonderful Sarah Coventry Gothic brooch. Is there any other interest? Well, yes, it would be good on a jacket lapel as well. And the nice part too is that if you look, the center stone, they left that open to help encourage light to come through so that it gives that kind of sparkle inside that an opal would have, that a true opal would have. So they were smart in the design to leave that open in the center of this in the back so light could come through and help increase the sparkle level of that piece. I see Fiona at 12. And Grace had come in. So I have not found too much vintage jewelry that wasn't missing parts so far. So this was a nice find, to find one that was intact and didn't have any problems with it. And it really is a statement piece. It really will catch people's eye. I see Grace at 15. And it's pretty much down to Grace and Fiona. And should we start calling it? Oh, wow, $5 jump. Fiona's really after this one. She really wants it. Thank you, ladies. So shall we say going once? Between Grace and Fiona. And I'll wait till I see that in the chat. Okay, and going twice. Fopal, okay. Okay, last call, and I think we are sold to Fiona. Thank you very much. Put that one up there. Okay. Thank you, ladies. Ow. Sorry, back spasm. I have to wait till midnight to take the meds. They last 12 hours, and if I wait till midnight, then they don't wear off really until after therapy. So I have again some cigarette cards. And I have been sorting the huge box of them I found. And these are, they're all obstacles for greyhounds and greyhound racing, but racing not like you see nowadays at a track that you would think of. These apparently back in the day, well, they do have a big track, but they'd run them on the same track that they ran horses on. So they're all lithographed. You see how many there are. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 11 of them. And greyhound cards. So I thought these would be cool to have for doing junk journaling with. And if you didn't want to use the images on the fronts of the cards, that one's a nice little hillside with the trees. And you have people. So it must have been some kind of card game, because that one says whip. Maybe that was the name of the guy. And this one also says whip, and he's carrying a whip. But look at the back. Look at the pattern on the back. Isn't that cool? You know, it looks almost like two owl's eyes. I've got owls on the brain tonight. Doesn't that look like eyes staring at you? So you get all 11 cards. They all have the same back to them. But you could use them in junk journaling. And so for the 11 cards, we're going to make it $9. And it's number 58. $9, number 58. And you figure there's a lot of the cigarette cards, they started these in the early 1900s and then did them, I think, up into maybe into the 60s. But seeing that these are still seen with really good color, I believe these are all still lithographed on the front. Oh, you just found them? They're from a 1926. See, I thought they were older. Just because of looking at them, they just look like they're lithographs. So it's $9 for the 11 of them. And you got that. I don't have a full set of any of the stuff the box I found of the cards, because I had a chance to buy from somebody years ago, before before YouTube, a whole box, you know, one of those, the square priority mail boxes, and it was just full of just random ones, because I was using them for artwork, and so that was an economical way to buy them, because I didn't want to use perfect sets for the artwork. Now I have another set that says it's a fortune telling set. Series of 36 cards issued by Carreras. And they have great images. Now they each have a number, and she has a ship, but they also each have a face. And their backs look pretty cool too. That's the back. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, okay. So this one must have separated, because she doesn't have a back, but then here's a back. So that must be hers. So that one card has separated, but all these others are together, and you have these great images. I really wish I could buy a camera that I could just film these on. Most of them all have some kind of a face, and then a building or some little scene at the bottom that you could use them for. And there's 2 bonus cards in here. I forget how many I said here. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of those. And then there's 2 bonus cards. This one, you will focus. Yeah, no, it won't. And she says, Mrs. Smoke, the sweep's wife, number 44. And it says it's part of a series of 48 of Happy Family. I don't know how happy she is having all that smoke and cooking. So that one comes with it. And apparently they issued, of the fortune telling cards, they issued a bigger set. And you can see it actually says fortune telling, and it's a bigger stretched out version. The back is the same. And then that's the front. Kind of Halloween creepy with a coffin draped with a piece of fabric over it. So you get all of those cards, all the fortune telling cards from Carrarus. And those are also $9 for all of them. And that's number 64. So 64, $9 for the cigarette cards that are all the fortune telling cards, plus the two, plus the extra one. If I can get it to go back in their little baggie. Okay. Christy, thank you very much. Stick them up there. This out of the way. Now, I do have some interesting little things here. I don't have much Halloween that I'm willing to like give up. But I am willing to give the pair up. I wasn't willing to separate these adorable little guys. They are from, if I hold it right side up so I can read it. I need new glasses. The bifocals aren't working for this. Okay, Pumpkin Patch Bears. Crafted in Sri Lanka, made exclusively for somebody whose initials I cannot read, with a little rose underneath it. But they are Pumpkin Patch Bears. I have a code number on them, but they don't seem to have a date. And I cannot read that. It's a bunch of initials. It's H something and G. But it does say that they are Pumpkin Patch Bears on the bottom. But I have the boy and the girl that match, and they have the cute little crows with them, and they look like they are in good shape. I don't see any chips, in spite of the fact that I just dinged them together. Now, it's funny is like they're satin finish, but their eyes and their nose are really high gloss. So it's kind of weird because as the light catches their eyes, it actually gives them pupils when the light reflects off their eyes. So what did my computer do? Oh, the lag is real tonight. My own laptop is way behind me. Hello, Possum. How is my Nate tonight? Popping in before dinner? So these little pair are an offer up. Another offer here for the pair. I didn't want to separate them because they are beautifully matched little pair. So they are an offer, and they are starting at $10. They're in fantastic shape. I don't think Pumpkin Patch Bears are still made. So this is an offer starting at $10. Let me see how tall these guys are. Oh, they're the same height. I thought she might be a little taller with that bonnet, but they're not. So they're 3 1/4 inches tall. No, 3 3/4 inches tall. They're almost 4 inches. But they are a lovely little pair, just great for Halloween. Um, and if you wanted to, because they're pumpkins, you could leave them out for Thanksgiving as well, because she looks like she's got a little purse. He's the one that looks like he's got a bag of candy. Remember the old days when you used to go out and your parent would give you a pillowcase to use? But they're a wonderful set and great for the upcoming holidays. And do we have any takers starting at 10? Because they are a great little holiday pair. Hello, Donna. I see Donna at 10. And I'll show you their backs again. I picked them up because I like the fact that they had the ravens, the crows on their hands. They did a nice job in that the coloring is good. It goes all the way around. Even her hat has a little ribbon around it. His hat has a little patch on it. And it's even got, you can see they even did it so it looks like it's got little threads to it, sewing it on. They've just done a lovely job with painting them. I just laughed because of the fact that the eyes being high gloss paint when everything else is a satin finish just makes it look like they have pupils when the light reflects off of it. So I just see, oh, that's true. You could take a Sharpie and put a $sign on that little bag. So I see Donna for 10. And if that's the only interest, we could start calling it. So I think we can call it. We have Donna for 10 going once. Donna for 10 going twice. So this is your last chance. And sold. I'm so glad they found a home. Even the birds have a tiny little dot for an eye. I keep losing my voice lately, so you're going to see me drinking lemonade a lot. So how many of you are crafters? Because I came across this and I don't need 6 of these. So it is colored wire. It is made by Darice, which is a craft company. It is fuchsia colored wire. So it's slightly darker than that Pepto-Bismol pink. It says it is 26 gauge wire and that there's 24 yards of it. So, Donna, I am so happy that they're going to somebody that's going to appreciate those bears. I got them because I liked the crows on them, but the more I lived with them, the more I thought, they're not really going to fit with, they're not creepy enough to fit with the other decor I have for Halloween. And they don't quite fit in. Like, all I have for Thanksgiving is a couple of turkeys. That's all I've got. Everything else got divided out. So, but I have 2 of these unopened, never used. I've had these for probably 20 years, so I don't know if they make that fuchsia color anymore. So for the 2 wire spools for any crafter, it would be $3, because they certainly don't cost that now, what's on there. But it's new old stock. That's a lot of wire. So it'd be $3, number 26, for the 2 spools of wire. If anybody's a crafter that has any use for them. Yeah, Darice is a good brand. There's a lot of Darice stuff. When I get finally can get back to doing the Black Hole Challenge, there's gonna end up being a sale, some pop-up sale that's just craft supplies, because I've got more than I'm ever going to use. Oh, Evan Owen. Okay. Because I've got stuff for beading, for sewing, for stitching, for doll making, for, oh Lord. There's needlepoint kits, I'm sure. There's cross stitch kits somewhere. And then all the stuff from my mom's sewing. There's just, are they really close to $10 each now? Shoot, you know, when I got them, they were $1.49, but that was, these are before Michael. Oh heavens, yes, these are more than 27 years old. Okay. Oh yeah, Mary, crafter sale will be coming. That's why I desperately need shelves. I need one room where I have shelves so I can empty things out and put them on there. All right, let's do the big baby that everybody saw. I just found this, and of all things, it had some fabric over it. It had an old sheet over it. It had a couple of Christmas fabric things. Evan Owen, I think I do. I believe I do. Yeah, I've got you. I need to figure out, I need a Rolodex. That's what I've been looking for. I'm looking for a Rolodex that I can just put everybody's name in. Everybody says, oh, you do that on a spreadsheet. Do you know how much information over the years I have lost because of a computer just dying on me? Because all my laptops have, all my computers, no matter what kind, everything's always been secondhand. So I'd make hard copies. But this, now somebody made a comment that, so that, because I just call it a pickle jar server thing, because I could not remember the name. And somebody had put that it was a caster. Now it is missing the little fork that should have hung. And I love that it even has this little thing to catch any drips. It is in great shape. It is pressed glass. This is not cut. It is molded glass. There is a faint mold line here and an even fainter one on the other side. Now this does come out because I had taken it out and I had washed it. I did not find a maker's name anywhere. And it's got this great pattern, diamond cut going around each side with a bigger diamond in the center. There's even a nice pattern to the bottom. It's all smooth on the inside, of course, but patterns all on the out. And then you have this, which intrigues me because it's not heavy. It's not silver. I think it's hammered aluminum. Can you see the hammer marks? It's aluminum, and then this is different. This is where the weight is this big handle part and the feet. So the square pattern part is hammered aluminum, and then there's a pattern running on the outside here. There's also a pattern, the same pattern is on the inside of this. And this piece is the weight. This is the actual weight, is this handle piece. Now, the only flaws I found is there's a little teeny little thing of soldering right there. And there's a little spot right here, the same thing, where there's something got stuck to it. And it didn't, I didn't want to rub too hard because I didn't want to scratch the metal. But there's no maker's marks. And it looks like hammered aluminum, but I am wondering if it's tin, because if it's tin, then that could be the beginning of a rust spot. But like I said, all the weight's in the handle, but even the handle has decoration on both sides. It's a fabulous old piece. And you would put your pickles in there, and you could then use the fork to pull them out. This is an offer up for the pickle caster. Like I said, there's going to be a lot of offer ups because I never had a chance with how bad my spine was today to do any kind of comps. So the pickle caster, we're going to start at 10. I don't know when, like, I know I've seen movies where the Edwardians have this kind of thing on their tables, but being, even if this is tin and not hammered aluminum, the style seems to me like this would be maybe from the Edwardian up to what, maybe into the 40s. So it might be as far into the 1940s, but it's great. It's quite a rare find. I've never seen one outside of a movie. You know, something like Downton Abbey, where they had all those great serving pieces on the tables. You know, I've watched Downton Abbey twice. The first time was to actually watch the storyline, and the second time was to watch the costumes, all the set dressings, all the table dressings, the jewelry, the shoes. The second time, I was looking at everything besides the actors. Katie, I have not found an address book. They do not seem to be so easy to find anymore. So I have 4 Sandy's Lilacs at 10. It is a great piece. And it has these nice rounded feet. So it sits nice and flush on the table. It's just such a cool piece, and really would look neat as a decoration piece, you know, as a decor piece. So is there any other interest? We have one offer at 10. Which is probably a great steal for this. But it is a great piece, and it needs a new home. So I'm seeing no other offers. We could do going once. For Sandy's Lilacs for 10. We have going once. And it'll come up in the chat. And then going twice. And I'll let Jose put in sold. I'll write that down. Thank you very much. Okay, people didn't like the owl mug, but I'm hoping you like the other owls. Because I have a couple. I have this teeny little guy. He is white quartz, hand-carved little owl. They did this neat little indent for the eyes. But he's just a teeny little thing. Great looking white piece. He is just a hair over an inch tall. If you have a miniature arrangement, if you have a little Halloween tree, you could glue him on the tree branch. He's just very, very different. And being that he's quartz, I don't think he would glow. I'm not sure about that because the house has eaten my black light, which is annoying me greatly because I have a piece of jadeite that I really would love to bring to a sale, but I need to know if it glows or not. And my house ate my little black light flashlight. So we have this cute little owl. Dang it. Ugh. We've had nothing but rain off and on, and the leaves are actually starting to come down. Ah, this is what I am like all through the fall. So you'll forgive me, I am going to take an allergy tablet because apparently it's worn off. My two biggest allergies are dust, and I've been kicking up a lot of that today, and leaf mold. And as we get into fall, with all the times it rains and you start having leaves on the ground, you get leaf mold in the air, and it just waffles me, which, you know, that's why I went back to bed today. You ever had those days where you need to go back to bed? I went back to bed for 2 hours because between the allergies, the spine, the cat causing avalanches. Yes, you. She's sitting there staring at me. It just was one of those days. So this little darling is just going to be $5 for this cute little guy. It's $5, number 27. $5, number 27 for the little white quartz owl. Now what fell over? Piece of paper. Okay. Oh, yeah. Take the pain med. Time to take the pain med. Thanks, Doug. Because when I sit still, as long as I'm not, you know, up and down, I'm fine. It's the minute I stand up or have to lift anything, that's when the spine part really kicks into me and gets me. So I see Sonia for the little owl. Or Katie. Who's got it first here? Let me refresh. Oh, Sonia. Okay. I didn't do a video on it because I can't lift the whole tray, but a friend gave me great big, and I mean big, painter's tray. And it was full of all these miniature owls that he did not want. He was moving. And I wanted a few of them out of there. I didn't expect to get the whole tray. And I got the tray and all the owls that were left. So I have a lot of owls. You're going to see quite a few of them over the next couple sales. Foghorn. Ow. All right. We're going to. Is Doug leaving us? Well, good night, Doug. And thank you for reminding me to take those meds. I would know it the minute I tried to stand up. Now, this is a little porcelain one. Now, it has a really stylized, oh, the glare. It's got a really stylized little mark on the bottom that I can't tell if that's a K and a C or what it is, but hey, Paul. Retro Ruby, no, you're not too late. But this little cutie is white porcelain, really neat hand painting. The glare from that light. Check out the eyes. This owl's seen something that it cannot unsee. I don't have that one. Let me try again. So there we go. Maybe now it won't be so glary. Maybe not. He's still really glary. But it's a little cutie, but it is all porcelain. It's glazed inside and out. I don't know if it was meant to be, a fancy thimble, because, there was a time. Paul, I wasn't even going to ask you about the keyboard. You'll get to it. Besides, that one wasn't commissioned. That's all you. That's all for you. The commission one I asked you for was I found out that baby basket that I gave you is called a Moses basket. That was the one I asked you to sell for me on Facebook Marketplace, because I am just 2 blocks inside the Chester city limits, so nobody ever wants to come here to pick stuff up from Facebook Marketplace, because the other side of Chester has a bad reputation. My area's got nothing. My biggest problem up here is the damn raccoons. And the fact that a fireworks place is down the street makes it noisy. So this little guy is 2 inches tall. Well, Paul, now you got 2 Moses baskets. So this little porcelain one, for the little white porcelain one, is $6. And it's number 62. I just love the eyes on this one. Those eyes, man. It's seen something that it just can't unsee. So $6 for the little porcelain owl, number 62. And I see Sonia. Okay. I'm going to do a third owl, and then we're going to change something else, even though I got 2 other ones. They get progressively bigger. This one doesn't have a maker's mark. It does look like it had a chip on the foot. Is that going to work? Yeah, because you see how that looks kind of white as compared to the rest of it. So it does look like there was a chip on the foot, and the foot was glued on. But he's clear glass owl. He looks like he was molded, and the bottom is flat and had been polished, but he's got little feather lines across here. He's got nicely detailed eyes and beak, and there's even feather lines on the ends of the wings in the back. And this one is also $6. And this one's 1 3/4 inches high. He is solid glass. And he is number 66. $6, number 66 for the glass owl. Ruby, I would think this time of year they would do really well. Okay, you ready for an offer up again? I've got a matched pair of Swanky Swigs. And these guys, you can see they have this nice, and the blue looks lighter on the screen than what it does in real life. It's more of a light, not quite light enough to be turquoise. And there is a pink center to the flowers. Now, these do not look like they've ever been through a washing machine. These are not faded out. It's just that there's so much light on them here because my lights aren't quite readjusted yet. So these are not really faded out, though it kind of looks like they are. They're not. They've never been, I could tell from looking at them, these have never seen a dishwasher. But it is a matched pair. I did not look up who made them. They do have the thicker glass bottom. This is solid around here, and then it raises up a little bit in here. But it is a matched pair of the little swanky swig little kind of juice glasses. These are just about 4 inches tall. These things were really, really popular in the 50s. And it is so rare to have a matched set. These came out of my grandmother's house. How I ended up with them, I'm not sure. Now there's one that looks like on the inside, it looks like there's a very faint line right here. It's not a crack. I know exactly what causes that kind of line. That kind of line happens when you don't take your diamond ring off and you still wash the glasses. So I think Granny rinsed it out one day and still had her wedding ring on. So this pair, these two usually do pretty well, just individually. So for the pair, is there any interest to do these as an offer up, or you want me to just give you a set price? Nancy's cool crap. There are some days, yeah, when I had to empty it all into my living room, I felt like it was that. So, all right. So I don't see any interest to have these as an offer up. So I will just do a set price. These are $10 for the pair, which is a deal because at that point it's only $5 per. And they're number 49. $10 for the pair, number 49. Now, one of the only other things I have that could even possibly be Halloween. I have a Munsters book. Now, I was always more of an Addams Family girl myself. I preferred the Addams Family. This one is going to be an offer up because it is great for Halloween. Look at that fantastic cover. So this is going to start at $7. I'm going to start it nice and low for you guys. We're going to start this at $7 for the Munsters. Back in the day, Whitman did a lot of these, and you can see the little Whitman logo here. This also says Authorized TV Adventure. This is the Munsters and the Great Camera Caper. Now you can see that the gloss coating is coming off. There's another spot up here where it's coming off, and there is some wear to the top edge as usual with these things. It is not quite, you can see where it's sticking out a little bit because the binding's getting a little loose. But check out the inside cover. Look at that end paper. Just having it propped open to that and then having little Halloween things in front of it would be phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. So this is a great find. We're going to do it as an offer up. Now, this front end paper is loose. So you do have that. It does have all the pages to it. The back end paper is the same image. And none of that is loose. But Whitman did a lot of these, and they did not usually illustrate more than one page. So at the very beginning of the first chapter, there is an image. Whitman did a lot of these. You can find Whitman books on so many TV shows from the 50s and from the 60s especially. But this is going to be a great one to have for your Halloween display. And I don't see any interest tonight because starting offer would be $7 for the Munsters. We aren't quite that close to Halloween, so yeah, I can always put it in a later sale. That's not a problem. But it is a cool one. Oh, I see Lee. Lee, you are new to me. So if you would like to put in an offer, my email is right at the bottom edge of the screen. And you can email me your information. As with any live sale, we need your YouTube name, your real name, your shipping address, and your PayPal email. All that usual stuff. So, so that's usually what everybody needs. Is it repairable? I can see. Usually, the problem with the Whitman books is that they used a rag paper and they get brittle. Now, to repair something like this, I know that libraries and bookbinders, there is a special acid-free paper tape that they can put. You don't want to use Scotch tape because Scotch tape will turn yellow. It turns the paper yellow. But there is a paper tape that is acid-free. The glue on it is acid-free that the libraries can use to put right down here and put it back in. Because one of the problems that happened with these books from Whitman, do you notice that there's no stitching? There's no holes there for binding thread, but you can just barely see the webbing. What they did is they tried to make them like they were as if they were paperbacks, and they glued the whole thing directly to the binding webbing. And so that's why a lot of these you'll find is sometimes the pages get loose, because most books were folios that had thread running through them, and then they would sew all of the folios together, and then they would attach that webbing to help attach everything together and attach the cover to the folios. But Whitman wasn't doing that when they started mass producing these things. They started doing these, and they found a fast, easier way to make them by just gluing it directly to the webbing. So the only way you wouldn't be able to have it restitched, you couldn't do that, but you could. They would most likely use that paper tape, archival tape. You'd probably have to check online for it to see. I don't have any more. I ran out a long while ago before I got the massive inheritance of books. So I need to find place myself to get more. So where are we? We still have Lee at 7. So I think we could say going once. The high bid right now is Lee at $7 for the Munsters book. And going twice. Oh, Lee, I'm an Addams Family girl. If this were Addams Family, I'd be keeping it. Uh-oh, book is here. Book has now thrown one in for 8. I'm still trying to find the Addams Family. There were bubblegum cards, trading cards for the Addams Family. I've only ever found 4 of them. I would love to find more of those. I always wanted the two-headed turtle table. So we have going twice. I see book has snuck in there for 8. So this is your last call, last chance. And Josie will put in a sold, and we'll see what happens. Nose is itching again. Up, and it went to book for 8. Sorry, Lee, you got outdone there. But you can always send me your information anyway, Lee, and then if I come across any more Munsters things, I can always possibly just email you. I keep a list of when I know people are looking for specific things, so that if I find them, because I have inherited, since Lee is new, let's fill Lee in on what Warehouse 13 is. So behind me, you see this giant pile looming at me in the dark. I inherited 3 estates within a 14-year period, and that included the house that I'm in. When I got these estates, 3 of them were people who had a lot of stuff. 2 of them were flat out, they called themselves collectors. I would have said hoarders for the amount of stuff that came out of those houses. All the big stuff went to auction. I got left with all the little stuff. The last one in was a massive book collection that took us it took me stopping every day after work, helping to pack up books to get them out. And then we did that for 3 months in the summer. And, you know, I spent the last 4 years, just 5 years now, selling books off on eBay. So I'm now finding to where I can get to the other boxes. But in that time, I also got downsized out of a job. So it's all stuffed in one house. Hence the name, Thisoverstuffedhouse. So this is part of the journey. You know, we all have sometimes have to deal with it when parents pass away and you don't know what to do with all their stuff. Well, I can show you what you can do with it to make some money if you have the time to be able to take it with you. But yeah, you can. Oh, you collect Western? I do occasionally find Western stuff here, because my older brothers were all very into that, and so I will keep that in mind. But that is how I ended up with this overstuffed house, and I have live sales and sell things off, more pop culture kind of things. Some of those go on eBay, craft kind of things go on Etsy. Now let's see, we have, I don't know if we have our Charlie Brown person in tonight. I have 2 older ones. They're not in great shape. So they're just going to be an offer, not an offer, duh. They're just going to be a flat price. We've done this before, but they are older copies. Now this one, they're both Fawcett. No, this one's Fawcett. The other one's Signet. This one is the second printing from 1967. And you can see it has damage across the front and has all these great cartoons with all the characters we love the most. I still want a cat to name it Morticia. Yeah. And this one is cool because this one, Charlie Brown All-Stars, has color. This one's in color. Now, it looks like, okay, so it, like when you look at the tree, it looks like somebody else did that later, but no, the whole book's like that. It was printed like that. This one is Charlie Brown's All-Stars by Signet. Come on, give me the date. This one is a first printing, July 1967. Now there is a little writing of numbers right up in there. There's some creases to the back cover. No pages are missing, and this one is in pretty good shape, except for there is where it looks like some tape was on here and then over here, and it lifted off little bits of the cover. So you have both of them for your fun of reading, or your pleasure of chopping it up for a junk journal or art project, whichever you would like. The two Charlie Brown books are $6, and it's number 35. $6, number 35 for the two 1960s Charlie Brown books. Okay, and I see Sonia. Now, what else do we have? Well, I need to write some letters down first. I ran out of numbers. I didn't have enough written down on the page. I try. I mean, the prices are I know kind of low tonight, simply because I just never got a chance to do comps. And you know, sometimes I like to like cut you guys a deal, especially if it's had issues. We did the pickle caster. We did those. So is anyone into airline memorabilia? This is not the right color to use. Will that work better? There we go. That's a little better. So that is the god Mercury. Mercury class was American Airlines right after World War II. This is, yes, I did see Sonia for number 62. Yeah, the little porcelains. I did get her for that. But this is what they would serve you juice in. It does have the plastic lid. Now, you're not going to be able to see it because of the glare, but there is an flying eagle facing to, its faces to the right, and it has an A and an A for American Airlines on either side. What I'm not sure of is if this is meant to be with this container or not, because the earliest ones had the very narrow spot here and would have a cork in them. And they would have these for your drinks, usually for either orange juice. I don't think they use these to give you your wine, but it is a neat little thing. I have a couple of them. This is the earliest one. I'm not sure if it is the kind for a cork or not, because this one seems like it would be, but I found the top in the same box, so I'm putting the top with it anyway. But they don't have, you can see a pontal here, but they don't have maker's name on them anywhere. But these would have been from right after World War II. American Airlines started by using converted B-52 bombers, and my Aunt June was a stewardess really early on, right after the war. And she was stationed in Los Angeles and would go from Los Angeles down into Mexico. They would go to Cuba, and then sometimes back east here, but mostly she was on flights a lot down into Mexico. But I have two of them. I love using them as little bud vases because it's just the right size. But it is kind of cool to have the Mercury logo, and These are not at all common to find for American Airlines stuff. It's even less common to find them with the plastic lid. So for the Mercury class little juice carafe, this is $8. They only use these for a few years. The Mercury class line did not last for too many years before they started getting better planes and bigger planes. So it is $8. It is letter A. $8, letter A, for the Mercury class American Airlines carafe. Okay. Did that. We didn't do you. We did you. I've got somebody here. I need to look up a price. What did I do the other one for? Okay. I have this one still in her original box. Little Miss Muffet. It is an Avon bottle. But I figured, you know, if we could have any of these get away with being like kind of towards Halloween, it's her. Now, Little Miss Muffet, unfortunately, the way they made these, over time, sometimes the bottle part starts to discolor unevenly. And you can see that. You see how it's creamier here? There you go. You can really see it there. And then there's a spot right by the spider. But the cool part of this is that the way they painted it, it's got like a satin finish. You can paint over this. And then, of course, it has the plastic top to it. So if you really wanted to make this your own as a Halloween decoration, you could paint that spider with the Black Widow hourglass on its back, which I think the hourglass is actually on their stomachs. But, you know, for artwork, you could have fun making this a really nice, creepy little Halloween outfit decoration by having Little Miss Muffet scared out of her mind with the spider there. It would be great. I kept it because I had like always intended to do that, to paint it, and I just don't have the time. So I thought I would offer it up. Actually has its original box. I even like the artwork of the box because it's got the spider coming down at her instead of actually being on her. So it is $7 for the Little Miss Muffet Avon bottle and box. It's $7. It's letter L. Little Miss Muffet sat on a tuffet, eating her curds away. Along came a spider who sat down beside her and frightened Miss Muffet away. Like, avalanche! I'm surprised I still remember that. Some paper doll books are over there causing trouble. I had a small one of these before. Now I found the big one. Look at the size of this thing. It is Royal Lime. This one, if I hold the ruler the right way, this is 8 1/4 inches tall for a Royal Lime all-purpose lotion made in Bermuda, 10 fluid ounces. Now, Royal Lime was basically, it was scented with the oil of native limes to be used as an aftershave. Now, this one still has the original paper label, and it still has its top. Now, it does have a screw top here, but they made some of these tops out of lead. So what happens is the threads end up, because lead is soft, the threads end up falling back in and coming off, which is what's happened here. Now it does fit. You can twist it on so it's snug, but if you pull too hard, it will just come straight off. But this is one of the nice taller bottles. I need to take the lid off so it continues to dry, because I did wash it off and rinse it. So there's still a little, because you can see a little brown spot right in the bottom there where some of this lime aftershave had dried in the bottle. So I did try to rinse it out. And yes, it does still smell like lime a little bit. They always impressed this lime, and it says Royal Lime. They spelled lime with a Y. But this is the big bottle, the 10 fluid ounces one. I'm not sure if they still make it. I know we had the little 4-ounce bottle, which they didn't make anymore. And then this is the great big one. I don't think they still, if they are around, I don't think they still use the shape, this particular shape bottle. But it is a great little bottle. It's such a cool label. I like the simple font that they have. So I don't have an age on it. It does have writing on the bottom. Royal Lime Limited. Made in Bermuda. And that's what it says across the bottom too. So for the Royal Lime bottle, for this big size, this is $6 for the vintage Royal Lime bottle. $6, letter K. Okay. Sit that back in there. And we have look, that would be funny. So I have some restaurant wear. I have 2. So you have a pair. It is made by Jackson China of Falls Creek, PA. And this is an offer. You can have the pair. Now, they're in varying degrees of shape. Now, I'm only seeing a handful of little scratches on this one. But then when you see this one, when the light hits it, you have to really get it to hit at an angle. You could see where this one was used more often. And there is one scratch from here to here where somebody was a little too enthusiastic with a knife. But there's no chips. The pattern is just lovely. It is a fantastic pattern. It is this wonderful reddish brown color that just would be perfect for autumn. And these, you can use these as little, little trays to put some other Halloween things on, sit a pumpkin on it, and you'd still be able to see the pattern. But it's just that it's just such a wonderful coloring and such a nice edge that I thought it would really be pretty cool to have. And even if you wanted to use them as little serving plates, you have the pair. Instead of offering just one, I thought I'd offer a pair. Now, these are an offer. I have not comped these online, and I do know that there's a lot of collectors for restaurant wear. So this is an offer, and we're going to start them at, let's see, they each cost that. So we have to start these at, $9. which basically covers my cost. Yeah, I mean, you could put plants, anything, and restaurant wear. The benefit of restaurant wear is this stuff wears like iron. You know, they really are nice, and I loved finding such a great pattern. I really like the pattern. And I don't usually see restaurant wear in my area, so I snagged them right away. But it's such a neat little pattern and such a great color for the fall that you could use them for anything. I have little restaurant wear dishes that I use for my cats. My cat eats out of one that is the little dish that they would have brought you the butter pats in or the creamers. So so that's what she eats out of, and I have them on the backyard and on the back porch too for Rory and for the smoky gray cat that comes around to eat. I still have not managed to get Forgotten Cats yet to come and catch them so they can both get medical care. Because I can't, I gotta pay that electric bill is getting too far behind. So, do we have any offers for the 2 Jackson restaurant wear plates? Yeah, Falls Creek sounds familiar. I'm not sure what part of the state that's in. I just have a feeling that I may have been there or driven through it. So I see no offers coming in, which is okay. I mean, restaurant wear, I knew my channel's not so big that I could just blow out restaurant wear. So I can always put it online. Come on, sit back over there with the jewelry box. So I think we have a pass on the restaurant wear. Okay, do we have anyone who would want to have a chance at, it's an early, oh, I see Jose at 9. Now they're really heavy, Jose. They're solid, so that's gonna matter for the shipping. Jefferson and Clearfield counties. Okay. So I think we can go ahead. I only see Jose for 9 for the 2 plates. So I think we can say going once. She can't really put it in herself, can she? So we have going once, unless anybody else would like to throw a thing in there now. We are at 9 with Jose. And we have going twice. And we have sold to Jose for 9. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I have, for those who like junk journaling, they are illustrated by Gustav Tengren. And it is bedtime stories. It is an early little golden book. Now, normally, this little letter here that says M, normally that is hiding underneath the spine. That's how you tell what edition you have. They're all going to have, see, this says 1942 is the copyright. But if you have a first edition, that little letter, which is usually hiding underneath this corner of the spine, a first edition, that little letter would be an A, but this one's an M. But it is older in that it does still have this darker colored old, what do they call that style? German Black Forest. It's supposed to look like the kind of carving that was on the old clocks from the German Black Forest. So it is an older one. It is very likely one that went through a lot of editions. It also has that different kind of brownish gold paper for the inside of the jacket. So that's one of the ways you tell. And even the gold strip, which I can't show you because somebody used what looks like black electrical tape to glue it together. And it had some issues in here where they glued it together. So this is a wonderful one to use for junk journaling. The illustrations are lovely. Some are black and white. Many of them are in color. So it's they have okay, so they have the gingerbread man. Does it say what ones they have in the front? No, it doesn't. But they have Chicken Little with all the different critters, birds. We saw Three Bears. We saw Gingerbread Man. We saw Red Riding Hood. Three Little Pigs is in here. So you could have some real fun using all this. Oh, there's a neat one for the Gingerbread Man for junk journaling. And this is going to be $6. And it's going to be letter T. $6 letter T. Junk journaling. How do we explain junk journaling? So, do you remember? So, in like the in the 90s and early 2000s, there was a thing of scrapbooking, and scrapbooking was mostly. I see you, Mary. Thank you. A lot of stickers and fancy cut paper to surround the images of your photographs. Well, junk journaling is to make a journal that there will be places to write in it, but you'll also then fill it with ephemera, bits of, it can be things of lace, it can be paper cutout pictures, typeset, sheet music you've chopped up. When we're done here, Susan, put in junk journaling into YouTube and you'll find a lot of videos showing how they're made. And some of them are stunning. Some of them are absolutely stunning. It's probably, it's another crafty thing that I kind of would like to learn how to do, but then I don't have the time. And these books, for a collector, they're not good for a collector because of the damage that's been done to them. So, you know, but they have value to somebody who wants to use the artwork so the artwork can continue and live on in a junk journal or in a scrapbook. Some people still do decoupage with the images, so. Okay, so we have another one. This is The Shy Little Horse and Other Stories. Now, this is a wonder book. Wonder books were really the competition for Little Golden Book. And I really kind of like all the small creatures that are in the end paper pages. And again, this is one where, you know, the spine went, so they used the black tape. This one says it's from 1947. Now, the stories were selected by Teresa Scott, and it says illustrated by Robinson. Shy Little Horse and Other Stories. Now, I know I should know the author of The Shy Little Horse is Margaret Wise Brown. Now, I've sold enough kids' books. I know I should know that name, and I cannot remember what else she wrote. But that's the first one. Kurt Weiss did The Rabbit's Revenge, which I'm guessing there was a farmer that none of the animals liked. There we go. There's some pictures in color. The nice part about Wonder Books, you've got this neat little boy taking his pig to market, is that Wonder Books tended to, there's another Margaret Wise Brown, the good little, bad little pig. But you have Mischievous Monkey. But their pages are a little bit thicker paper. So the ink quality on the images, they still look like they were just printed. The colors are so rich and so sharp, even after all this time. And that was the one area where Wonder Books was better than Little Golden Books. Because they used a slightly thicker paper, it could absorb the inks better. So the pictures stayed crisper in their color a lot longer. And it didn't bleed through to the next page, which is a good thing when you're using it for crafting. So the Shy Little Horse is also just $6. And the Shy Little Horse is letter B. Shy Little Horse, letter B. What else do we have? 2-9. Gotten through, and oh, I still have those 2 L's that I wanted to do. Well, and Mary. Thank you. Okay, we have the 2 bigger owls. Judging from the weight and the type of metal, this one is aluminum because he's not very heavy, but he's got great, this thing is getting on my nerves. Let me turn it that way. There we go. That's better. I'll get that light set up back to where it was. I had to change it for the rhinestone jewelry with Patrick's sale. And now it's fussing and making things too bright. But look at all the feathering. The detail on this one is amazing. So he's poured into a mold because he does have mold lines on the edge. Look at how much detail is on the back of him. Now, it doesn't have any maker's mark. It's just nice and smooth and flat. And there is a little bit of a mold line here, but when you get up to the head, you can see where they carefully shaved the mold line off. So, and even this, they flattened it a little bit on this side too. So they did what they should, and they tried to make it smooth and look good, and they even did it across the top. So they went to a lot of trouble to make this one look really cool. So this one is an offer for the aluminum owl. And this owl is going to start, because he is bigger than the others. We're going to start him at 7 as an offer. Oh, and Josie went out. So we're going to start at 7. Oh, Josie's back. So I see Sonia for 7. I've never seen a cast aluminum owl, but he really is nice. And he is 2.5 inches tall. His base is 1.25 inches wide. He really is such a cool piece. The details are great. I like the fact that even around the neck, it almost looks like a little necklace, but it's actually that little row of shorter feathers that some owls have before they get into the bigger ones that go down their chest. So whoever designed the mold knew what they were doing. They knew their owls. And I like the fact that the eyes are really nicely deep inset, and then the eyes themselves stick up a little bit. This is just a really great little piece. And I see that the offers right now are at 7 with Sonia. 7 with Sonia. Hi, Jody. How are you? Oh, hi, Rose. Oh, Rose is in for 8. Retro Ruby for 9. It is a great little piece. I've never ever seen cast aluminum, which is cool because then he doesn't have a lot of weight for the shipping, but he's solid. He doesn't have enough weight that you could tell he's solid aluminum. Because if he were tin or steel or anything, he'd be so much more weight. There's my piece. But he is really, really cool, really detailed. Love those wings in the back. That's just such a nice piece. Rose, I see, has it up to 10. So we are with Rose at 10. Hi, Uncle Andy. So we have going once with Rose for 10 for the aluminum owl. Okay, we have going twice. Oh, and here comes Mr. L. Page coming in there for 12. Oh, so we're at 12 now. We have it going twice. There it is. Last chance. It's sitting at 12. And we're going to call it sold. As soon as I see it in the chat and see where we're at and who's got it. And I think it's Randy. All right. I think it's Mr. L. Page. Yep. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, now the last one I have of the owls, and there's going to be little owls in probably every sale from now to the end of October with all the ones that I was gifted. Now, this guy is some kind of stone. If it's I think it might be a quartz. There is a smoky quartz, but I'm not actually that familiar with it. But this guy is the biggest of the ones tonight. He is hand carved. He is not marked. He is all stone. And he is just gorgeous. Block a little of the light above him. And you can see the lines, kind of. It's so hard for you guys to see him, but he's got feather lines all down the wings, around the back of the head. His tail feathers go all the way to be even with his base. He's just adorable. He's even got little claws coming over the branch he's sitting on. I like that he's even got the feathers coming up over the eyes, like the great horned owl, and some of the other larger owls have. But he's a beauty. Now this one is an offer up. This one's gonna start at $8. I'm pretty sure he's a smoky quartz. And we're gonna start the offer at $8 for this guy. But he is something. See, you could see that one shoulder has that little bit of white running through it, which is one of the reasons why, and looking at him up close, that I think he's smoky quartz. And can you see that not only is there feather lines that make the little shape like this, but in those there's even little straight lines to give it even more definition to the feathers. So he's just an absolute stunner. And he is, why? I always seem to pick this thing up upside down. So he's 3 inches tall. His base is 1.75 inches wide. I don't see any chips on him. I don't feel any chips on him. There is what looks like a spot where there's a slight flaw to the carving in the one claw. And there's some spots in the base where you can see where it's a little uneven, and that's from the stone. That's some of the unevenness. They made this perfectly flat, but you can see these little crevice lines, and that's from imperfections in the stone. But he's just gorgeous. He's just gorgeous. I see Uncle Andy at 9. Designs and Do-Overs is at 10. He's a dang sexy owl. Yeah, well, he likes that nightlife. He's always hanging out somewhere. Smoky quartz is usually translucent. Well, see, that's what I wonder, because I can hold him up, and where it's thinner, like here, and the edges here, I can see light through, but only at those spots. So I'm not 100% sure of what he is. I can see it through the tip of the tail. I can see light coming through, but it just, if it is smoky quartz, they hit an awful dark patch. But he's really, really cool. He is a great stone piece. Labradorite. I am so out of practice with knowing my stone. But they just did a wonderful job. There's even lines all the way down the tail feathers. There's the center line and then all the little ridges for the little feathers. It's just a great piece. And I see Lois in at 12. There we go. It's a nice shot of him right there. Oh, Designs coming in at 13. Lois back in at 15. He's a good one. He's an absolute good one. I see Designs at 16. 17 we're at. Oh, wait. Whoa. Somebody dropped a big one there. Bam. Lois dropping 20 down. There we go. We are at 20 for this great stone owl. Well, the brown, as you're seeing it, is the way my lights are. It is a gray. It's definitely a gray. He's not brown. It's the lighting in here tweaks colors a little weirdly, because I see on my laptop he really looks like a dark chocolate brown, but he's not brown. He is very definitely a gray. Sexy Al is not cheap. No. Look at Mr. L. Page thinking he's doing all that with like 0.555 whatever of a cent. Who's breaking that penny down, dude? Oh, wow. He is. He is a really nice, well done piece. He is all gray. And I think we are at 25 with Lois. 25. Oh, I see a 27. And let's see, Mr. L. Page is out. Whoops. Where are we at here? Is anybody else out? I haven't seen anybody else say they were out. But we have designs and do-overs at 27. And he's a great piece. So I think we're topping out here. So I think we shall say going once. Going once for this lovely solid piece. High offer is $27. Going twice. Wow, the lag is seriously real from the time I see her put that in there. And I think we have her, have it, her, it, him sold. Oh, Lois is sneaking in there. Lois. Whoa. Wow, Lois, thank you very much. And Pico will thank you very much when I pay them. I actually have help coming tomorrow to help me pack after therapy. So, because that's become an issue. There was no way I was packing today. I tried doing a few dishes today and my back seized up within 5 minutes. So thank you very much. That is a beautiful owl. Absolutely gorgeous owl. You're going to love it when you see it. Now, what do I have left? Not too much. I have a Barbie cookbook. I did not know they made such a thing. Barbie's Easy as Pie cookbook. I opened it up and I thought, you know, this would be kind of fun to make some of this stuff. And like Katie does the Jell-O. And then the first recipe I opened it to, pineapple eggnog. And my brain went, nope, never mind. I was so done with that idea. Now, there are some good recipes in here, and a lot of them are simple. They are great ones that you could teach, you know, younger kids with. I had to laugh because there are some that I've never in my life heard of, because there is old-fashioned peanut soup. Do you see this? I've never in my life heard of peanut soup. Why? Why? Couldn't you buy anything else? I mean, it's chicken bouillon, and it's just water, chicken bouillon, butter, 1 cup of peanut butter, a little flour, salt, pepper, a little celery salt, and a little hot milk, and chopped or ground peanuts if you wish. So you've basically taken 4 cups of water, threw in 4 bouillon cubes to kind of give it a taste, and then peanut butter. Yeah, but I kind of think an Indonesian recipe might taste better. Yeah, isn't it a sauce? I mean, I know I've seen that on some dishes where there's a sauce that's peanut, but I've not ever come across it as a soup. Now they have peanut butter frosting, peanut butter bonbons, because they have a whole section that's peanut butter. They have a whole section that's easy as pie, candies, cookies, and cakes. Yeah, you thought Barbie was just a fashionista? No. It's made by Random House, and it is a first printing from 1964. So this book is a year older than I am. But it's even got sugar doily topping. Like, you really need instructions for that? I remember doing this as a kid. You'd take the old paper lace doilies and you'd put it over top of like a cake, an unfrosted cake, and then you just take your flour sifter, put powdered sugar in it, and sift it over the lace doily so that when you take it up off the cake, you've got this great pattern all over it. I didn't think you needed to actually put that into a cookbook. What I think is funny is that in the beginning of each section is a story. It's a story that is Barbie and Skipper, and they talk about what they're going to make and why they're making it, what event is happening. Let's see, this one's another one about making fudge. And it's again Barbie and Skipper at the beginning of May, and they've got stuff to make for different people. So they're making candies and stuff. It just cracks me up that they have to have this whole little story. Barbie is basically teaching Skipper how to cook. So I never did any comps for this. So we're going to do this as an offer for the Barbie cookbook. And we're going to start this one. We're going to start this one since it is Barbie. I don't know. I never had a chance to do comps today. I don't know how rare it is. I can't imagine this was ever printed more than once because I've never, ever heard of it until I unpacked it today. And this one is, we're going to offer this up. We're going to start this at 10 as an offer. We're going to start this at 10. It's in really good shape. You can see there's no wear on the bottom and top of the spine edge. I mean, I'm looking for, the only real wear is the fact that there was probably some kind of price sticker here, and that left a mark. And being that it is a white cover, you can see that the white is turning cream from age, and there's like faint little soiling lines here. But it's in fantastic shape. Now there is somebody at some point bought it from a book dealer for 15 at some point. This came from the collection that I inherited. That's the box that it came out of. Barbie is a registered trademark of Mattel for its, check this out, teenage doll. Teenage. At some point, Barbie stopped being teenage when they had her like become the stewardess on a plane And now she's the pilot and an astronaut. And I kind of think she's not a teenager doing that stuff anymore. So, but yeah, when she first came out, she was supposed to be a teenage doll. So yeah, okay. Because every teenage doll had that stunning wardrobe that they gave the original Barbies. So I see us up to 16 with Jenny plus one. It is in great shape, like I said. Now, when you hold it to the light, you still see the shine on the back cover. And it's in fantastic shape for its age. I really don't believe anybody ever cooked with it. I'm gonna look in now. I looked before and I didn't see any marks on any of the pages. I just want to look again and be sure. Nope. The only mark is that writing from some book dealer that is, at least he had enough sense not to write on the end paper pages, because this is in pencil and this could be erased out. So this was some book dealer, because they usually do that in pencil. The smart ones never do it ever on here, because if you tried to erase it, you could damage the coloring of the end paper. The binding is solid. The binding is definitely solid. It's definitely, like, no spot is, look, I can still see threads on that page. No spot is split open. Like sometimes you'll see an old book and it'll be stressed so much that you'll see a gap start in here, and none of it's like that. And there's no creasing to the spine. There's no rounding to the spine. Like I said, the only little spot is, there's a spot there. Well, there is a spot right there where it looks like a piece of paper is stuck to it, and it's stuck there. And this is just turning cream from age. So it's in really good condition, all things considering. You can see that, like, even this is turning a cream color instead of being a pure white. So I think it was a great find. But I'm not a Barbie collector. I grew up playing with my sister's red-headed bubble hair Barbie, and then when she had a daughter, she took it all back. So I don't really have too much Barbie stuff. I do still have my Dawn dolls. I like Dawn dolls. They were smaller. They were more fun. And I sold all my Cher doll stuff, because that paid for my first digital camera, all the Cher doll clothing. So it is a cool find. I don't think they ever remade this. I think this is a one and done, and it is a first printing from 1964. And it's amazing to me, considering how popular Barbie was all through the 50s and 60s, that this book is in the condition it's in. I'm really, really impressed that this is in good shape. So I see us at 19 with Jenny plus one, and Uncle Andy is out. So do we have anyone going higher than 19? You gave up cooking. I never wanted to start cooking. I'd rather bake. I haven't baked in almost a year now, because our oven has a line to the one side of the oven that has a hole in it. So I need to get that fixed, but there are other more important bills to worry about. But it is kind of annoying when you get to a holiday and you like have to ask somebody from church to, can you cook us a turkey? I see Mr. L. Page playing with numbers again. Now, are you really going to bid $20, or is that going to disappear on me in a second? Oh, Jenny's coming in. Jenny's coming in. So the fires are still burning, going after this one. Oh, he's at 22. No, I do not have a Winn-Dixie where I'm at. And I didn't know Winn-Dixie. I thought it was a book because Mike had to read some book about something Winn-Dixie, and it was about a dog, I think, years ago. And then I saw it on a YouTube channel. Somebody talked about shopping at the Winn-Dixie. No, I'm not drinking out of a vase. So when we were kids, we had these glasses that had this neat diamond pattern, right? But they were only like to here, right? So they were shorter. I was in Goodwill and found 4 of these massively tall ones, and I love them. But yeah, it does look like I'm drinking out of a vase, right? Could you imagine having a drink out of one of these? You fill that with wine, that's all you need the whole night. I think they're great. We always liked them because even in the summer when they sweat, because of the pattern, you can still get a grip on them. So I was thrilled when I found those 4 tall ones. Oh, they have pre-made meals for Thanksgiving. Oh, that would be nice. So where are we at now? We are at 25. Oh, that's what you need versus the swanky swags. So that was full of lemonade when I started. We're up to 27 for the Barbie cookbook. Barbie Easy as Pie cookbook. Now, whoever gets it, are you going to actually make the recipes and tell us if they're any good or not? They even have suggestions in the back for different dinners. So you have school box salad, lunch, family night supper, Mother's Day dinner. Let's find out while the bidding's going on what Mother's Day dinner is. Mother's Day dinner, you're going to serve apple juice and ginger ale. I hope that's not mixed together, but it might be. You're going to cook spicy meatloaf, Harvard beets. Beets go to Harvard. Baked potato, a garden salad, and for dessert will be a Swedish prune pudding. You're going to serve prunes and you're going to serve something spicy? Barbie, don't you like your mom? Because she's going to pay for that meal later. And then to drink, you have on top of it milk and coffee. Do you need the milk because the spicy meat is so spicy? Wow, I'm not so sure about that Mother's Day dinner there. Oh wait, there's actual mention of Ken. Ken's picnic lunch is in here. So Ken gets a pot of burgers or grilled hamburgers on buns, carrot and celery sticks, fresh fruit, potato chips, and walnut muffins. Milk or lemonade is the drink. Wow. That's not much of a, by today's standards, that's not much of a meal. You get a burger and a couple of celery sticks. But maybe that's how those dolls keep their figures so trim. Okay, so it looks like the bidding has slowed and our high is $27 with Jenny plus 1. And Lois, what's the 9 for? Did I do a number 9? I didn't even do a number 9. I don't even have a number 9 tonight. Lois, what are you doing to us? Actually, yeah, I don't have any single digits in there. So I see Mr. L. Page is out. So right now we are still at 27 with Jenny plus 1. So we are going to go once. We are going once for, yeah, we're still at 27. And going twice. Ouch. Come on, meds, kick in. And it's the last call. And sold. And we'll see when the lag and Jose can catch up with me, we'll see who it went to and for what. What else do I have tonight? Oh, I should. Sold to Jenny plus 1. Thank you very much. I have another paper doll book. Now I'm going to lower this one a little bit because there's some damage to the cover here. So I know I usually do these for 8, but I'm going to do this one for 7. It's Kate Greenaway. We all recognize the style of what she would do, but these were done, and they did a nice job because they've tried to match the colors that her original illustrations were in. So this one is another wonderful paper doll book. Great costumes. I like that early style. Kate Greenaway did artwork. She lived from 1846 to 1901. She was probably Britain's first female illustrator for books and Victorian trade cards that actually really made a living as a female doing illustrations for things. So this one is $7 and it's letter Z. $7 letter Z for the Kate Greenaway paper dolls. Oh yeah, I usually do media mail. So that's not a problem. And actually, usually what I've done is if you've bought books as well as other things, I usually split them up because it's cheaper that way if you send the books media mail. Okay, so no takers on that paper doll book. Now I do have some vintage sewing stuff, which would be good for anything you want to use it for, crafting, tying up presents. Most of it's seam binding. This one is blue lace. There's browns, there's navy blues, there's I can't get it to separate here. There's a different shade of blue. There's a white. Now, these are all open vintage ones. This is open, but still has the original label of seam binding. These two are still sealed in their original packaging. Now, this is Royal Swan. Look at the graphics on that. Isn't that cool? But this one says a product of Burlington Mills. The only thing in my area called Burlington Mills is a coat place where you go buy coats. Rayon taffeta seam binding. So it's really kind of cool. Hi, Dawn. So if you wanted the sealed ones for just decorating, or if you like this one, the graphics, because you could put them in a little thing, in a little assemblage or in the background of something. But so you've got those three that have the labels. Two of those are sealed. And then these are all open. So you have those three, and you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. This one's lace, 5, 6 of all this taffeta seam binding. So you get all of that, because this is a crafter's lot, because these are all open. So you get all of these seam bindings, the 3 vintage ones with the packaging and the open parts. So you get all of these for $6, and it's letter C. $6 for the crafter's lot of seam binding. So it's a great lot. And I mean, you can use these for so many cool things, little bits like that. But they don't quite work for me for if I make more purses. And honestly, the amount of sewing stuff in this house, I can share the wealth. So I could definitely share the wealth. So I see no one for that lot. And I have this. This is a coloring book. It's actually in the original. You used to be able to buy it down in Williamsburg and mail it. It came with its own envelope to mail it. I like how it says Postmaster Contents Book. Now there is a little sticker there that I'm wondering if that was the original, because the book itself has 50 cents on it. So it's got to be older. And I see Blackie for C. Okay. This is a coloring book, Public Times in Williamsburg, and it's from 1961, printed in the United States, and the images are great. I love the images. There is some nice detail to these, so you could copy them and color them with pencil. But I thought that this was really cool. And with the cover, I mean, you've got all these great images, but the cover would be great. And I didn't want to just, if it doesn't sell tonight, I'll just put it away for next July. But I thought I'd give it a shot tonight anyway. But this great vintage unused coloring book. But wouldn't that be awesome to have with the fireworks and stuff for a 4th of July display? That would be so, so cool. And it's got its original mailing envelope that they sold so that you could actually mail it home. So this wonderful vintage coloring book for Williamsburg is going to be $6. And it's letter O. $6, letter O, for the Williamsburg Vintage Coloring Book. And it's matching mailing envelope. And what do I have left? I have you left. This says Wedgwood Bone China. Kind of wish Nate were still here. It says the pattern is pink garland. And it is a nice little, not a Christmas red, it's closer to a burgundy, little line that goes around the edge with a thin green line underneath it. And these great little flowers. It is lovely bone china. I can see the light right through this thing. It does. Come on. You don't want to cooperate. But it does say Wedgwood on it. It's bone china made in England. Pattern name is Pink Garland. But it makes a really nice little trinket dish. Good night, Mary. It is 6 inches across and then 3.5 inches high. And it really is a nice little piece. It is a nice little piece of Wedgwood. Yeah, where is Nate? Nate was here saying he was popping in before dinner. So he's probably cooking dinner or eating it by now. But it is a lovely little piece. And this is, I did look up comps for this because I was going to put this on eBay. But this is $10 for the piece. And it's letter R. $10, letter R, for the Wedgwood Pink Garland little basket trinket dish. Okay. Now, oh, I see Lynn for that one. Thank you. And I think we have gotten through everything. Yeah, that was a great price for that. That was actually going to be my starting price for online. But that's okay. I don't mind. It has a new home. That's the important part. So, let's see. We can go back and go over some of the things that did not go early on. Where's the baby? Creepy baby. So I found this little doll. The eyes do not shut. It is not marked. It just has a number 90 on the back of the head. It's a vinyl head. It is one of those little dolls that'll wet on you if you were to put water in its mouth. So Lois, dear, what's the 10 for? Because that was the price for the Wedgwood, but that one wasn't an offer. That was a letter. I think you might need to change your speed setting to 1.25 so it catches up. You just got here in time. Yep. Yep. But we have this cute little baby doll, and you can do whatever you want with it. It is the harder plastic body. I mean, they did a nice job. There's even like little dimples at the elbows, and it's all cleaned up. Its little toes don't have any more dust hiding in the toes. His little ears are clean because I took a toothbrush to him. Well, to her. It's a little girl. But the body is that harder plastic. The head is vinyl. And the doll baby was $5 and is number 17. $5, number 17 for the little doll baby. You could do anything you want with it. Do something for Halloween with it. Make clothes for it and give it to a toy drive later in the year. So that's our little doll baby. The other baby thing went to Mary. I have this bone china mug. Lois, what's number 12? I don't know what Lois is doing tonight. But this is a long-eared owl. It is another one of those wonderful Roy Kirkham mugs, which it's not going to focus, and so. But the nice part of this is it's also got the owl in flight on the back and the description of the owl. It's got the Latin name of the owl. And as usual with one of these Roy Kirkham mugs, he's decorated the handle as well. So it is a wonderful, never used, there's not a scratch in there. It's a beautiful mug. I had started it as an offer up at $7. So it's number 80 if anyone would like to have it for $7. It's number 80. Such a cool looking bird. What else? Shirley Temple went. Oh, there we go. I think Lois is in an offer up somewhere in the evening, but she's bidding against herself. Lois, dear, we're not sure what you're doing. Lois has got to be seriously lagging. I think we need to maybe put it in the chat. Oh, yeah, she might have another sale going on another screen and have the wrong chat in. That can happen sometimes if you've got too many going at one time. She might be in another sale. I don't know who else is on right now. Yeah, it doesn't actually show anybody. Well, it doesn't show anybody that I'm subscribed to yet. So we have this other paper doll book, the antique fashion paper dolls from the 1890s, with all these wonderful fashions to them, which are really, really cool fashions. I like, sometimes you could do really cool things with these, is that you put them around the edge of a picture. If you have a vintage picture of somebody that's from that same period, an old family picture, you could take these paper doll cutouts and put them around the border. The rain lag is what I got. The matting. You could put them around the matting as an accent to the old black and white image. So these were $8. The paper dolls and clothing from the 1890s. Paper doll book was $8, number 14. E. What was letter E? Oh, she's on letter E. That was the quartz owl, the big one. And that's sold. Yeah, I had an E in mine. That was the big black, the dark gray owl. But that's sold. I know, darling, you're having a rough time tonight because you're in between the mountains with a storm. That's got to be messing with your internet pretty badly. Because E has already sold. We passed that one a long while ago. So let's see, who else? Oh, the elephant pin. Where did I put the elephant pin? Where did I put the, oh, I think I put an elephant up here. Did I? I've lost the elephant. Oh, he's hiding. Come here, you. So this is a neat artist piece. When I first held it up, I held it up like this, and I didn't realize that I had my thumb right over the artist's signature. So the signature says Yossi, Yossi period S. So it is signed, and you can see that there is all this neat coloring back here. Well, what they've done is it is a what are they, not lucite, it's the resin work for the clear resin, because like this little piece is a piece of gold foil paper, and the ear is done with wire, and then the pearl actually sticks up partway out of the piece itself. So it is this great artist elephant piece. And this one was an offer up, and we were starting it at 8. So if anyone would like to put in an offer of 8, because I know we have some people here who weren't here at the very beginning, it is supposed to be one of those good luck elephants because the trunk is up. But it is a great little artist piece if anyone is interested. So we have 2 people, so the offers start at 8. And I see Rose got in there first. If Paula wants to go higher, this little guy is just a tail, literally just the tail, over 2 inches long. It is a wonderful little piece. We are up to 12 with Paula. Very, very artistic and eclectic little look. I'm not huge on elephants, so I thought I would offer him up. But I do like the creativity they went to do him. Because it looks like some of it is reverse painted, and then they have this neat little round spot that just catches the light. So whatever's inside that wire really sparkles well and catches some of the light. But on the back, you don't see, it's not like, that must be some little tiny mirror piece in that little round spot. It really is cool looking. And it's a shame I can't get closer and have this thing actually pick up the details, because they put a lot of creative work. The spirals that you can see by the pearls, those are some kind of glitter paint, and the same is here. There's 2 lines in his trunk that are some kind of a glitter paint. And as I said, this is a piece of foil paper that's cut into this neat little zigzag. And I see Paula at 22. So it is a beauty. I do like all the colors of it. I'm just not a big elephant person, so So we have Paula at 12. There's Lois in at 25. Lois, darling, I do hope we have you caught up right now and you are bidding on the elephant pin. offering on the elephant pin. Paula at 27. And are we all done? Okay, good. Lois has caught up to us. I'm so glad because it is frustrating when you have the weather knocking things out for you. It's no fun. So, it could be, maybe late 80s, early 90s. I don't know. When I worked in the early 2000s at the Delaware Art Museum, depending on the exhibition, we would still have artists do things similar to this, because you try to match up even the jewelry to what exhibitions were going on. And I'll show you the back. The back is nicely done too, actually. I like the way it's the little silhouette out there, but it is signed right here on the bottom of the front leg. And I see Lois at 32. Oh, Paula has countered with 35. And so we have these two ladies battling it out. I do think we are going to, I think maybe we can safely start calling it down. Well, at least give them a going once and see what happens. Only because my back is beginning to go. Oh. So we have going once at 35. And going twice. I'm going to see if I can move my chair up so I can have my pillow behind my back. My back is tired out. Oh, Lois has come in at 36. So they're still battling it out right to the end here. Last call. Last call. Oh, she's back at 38. Okay, we're going to give you a minute since you guys are battling it out right to the end here. And let's call it and see what happens. Go for it, Josie. Put in the sold and let's see what happens. Oh, and Lois is out. Sold to Paula. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Now, where is... We sold the fortune telling cards. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoy the little elephant when he comes to you. I have these little cards from earlier. Now they do show different images. They were for a set that was about greyhound racing. So you do have some neat pictures of the greyhound dogs. Some images are like that's a fence with hedges by it. I can't quite get close enough for you to see all of them. This one just says obstacle, and it's another fence near a tree. So some of them, the images are great, but then you have, you know, a gentleman in the hunting clothes for a whip. And earlier, Doug had looked him up, and he said, I think this is a set he said was from 1928. But this set would be great for journaling, for an art project. And if you didn't want to use, say, the racetrack image, look at the back. The back is pretty cool. I still think that looks like two eyes from an owl staring at you. So you could use these for anything to have. Oh yeah, you could put these in those little mini flower frogs to put cigarette cards. These were made by, I think this is another Carreras. Yeah, another Carreras made in London. But when Doug was here, he looked them up, and this set had been issued in 1928. So there are 11 of these little cards. And so they are, we're going to make them $8 for the 1928 little cigarette cards. Great ephemera. They are number 58. But yeah, doesn't that, you know, can you imagine like making an owl body with other pieces of ephemera and have that be the eyes? Wouldn't that be cool? That would be pretty cool. So they're $8 for the 11 cards and number 58. Okay, and I don't see anyone for that. Oh, now I have two other items that were offer ups. Well, one was, well, one was all, I think I made it an offer. I don't remember. I didn't write down. This one was not an offer. This one was a set, I believe, because this little glass owl, as cute as he is, he does have a little flaw. Let's see if I can get it to show. Not with this paper, I can't. It's too light a color. Where's the paper I used before? There it is. Come here, you. So if you can kind of see how there's some whiteness to the one foot? That's because it had been chipped and glued, but he's still a cute little glass owl. I don't find any other chips on him other than the front of that one foot. And it's just like you can see the line is here, but when it comes around to the front, it's just like right on this front edge. Good night, Katie. Thank you for coming. But this little guy is $6. He's not quite 2 inches tall. He's like 1 3/4 inches. But for the little molded glass owl, he's solid. He is number 66 for the little glass owl. Katie can go to sleep and dream of Jell-O recipes that actually taste good. Lois, what thing are you after now? I feel so bad for Lois. That storm is really messing with her. Okay, I see Rose. Okay. Now this, and it's a shame because the bright light is really washing the color out on these. I have a matching pair of really cool swanky swig juice glasses. And they have this neat little flower, which it looks like it's meant to be a carnation. This looks like a washed out blue on your screen, but it is not a washed out blue. That is the lighting messing with it. These still have a nice shine to them. They have never seen the inside of a dishwasher. They are in really good shape, and it is a pair of them. Because here's the other one. The only flaw I found is on this one. There is a scratch. It's not a crack. It is a scratch on the inside, and I know exactly how that happened. My grandmother forgot to take her diamond wedding ring off. Because if you ever forget that, you can sometimes put scratches on your glasses from the diamond. So I bet money that little scratch, because it's on the inside, is because she was washing them and didn't take her ring off. But they are a match set. They are in good shape. This is more like, I would say like a light teal. It looks like a faded gray there. They are not. It is a pink center to the flowers, which is not quite as deep as Pepto-Bismol pink, because we all know what that pink looks like, but that's what the center looks like. Now, unfortunately, the lights are washing out the color a good bit, but they are that juice glass shot size. Well, shot size. If you're doing a shot that big, you'd be on the floor. So these are, I had started them as an offer up before and there were no takers. So the starting was $10. So it's number 49 if anyone wants to have them as a set price. But if somebody else wants to dispute that and put in an offer after that, they can. But it's really nice to find a matched pair. Because usually you find, like in the thrift stores, you find just a random one of these great glasses, because these flowers are all enamel on there. So this time you have a matched pair, and it's $10, and it's number 49. Okay, so and I think there's only 3 other things that some of the names that I saw when you came in. There's only 3 other things that you may not have seen. There is the larger Royal Lime bottle. I took the lid off. I do have the lid, but I took the lid off because it's still got a little condensation in it, because I tried to wash it, because in the bottom of it you can see where the last little bit of the Royal Lime aftershave had actually dried into the bottom. It is the large 10 fluid ounce size bottle, made in Bermuda, has all that great embossed Royal Lime and the lime image on the back. And they always make their lids out of like pot metal, which is also partly lead, and it does screw on, but you have to be careful when you pull it up, because what's happened is the soft metal, the threads inside are almost gone. So if you pull too hard, it does pull right off the top. Actually, I won't put that back on because I need that to dry. And this was $6, letter K. $6, letter K. Lois, hon, we saw you put in a 10 and we couldn't figure out for what. So I know you're trying so hard. And I appreciate you still sticking with us. For number 44, I don't think I have a 44. I don't have a number 44. Lois, are you watching 2 sales at once? Because I've done that. Put the wrong number in at the wrong sale. The only other 2 things was I had, where did I put it? I put it up here. I have the early American Airlines Mercury class little juice carafe. It does still have the lid, but I suspect the lid is later than the Mercury glass. I think these are cool. I use the one I have as a little bud vase because I like the image of the winged Mercury with the pennant. This is from the early 50s and late 40s, right after the war, when American Airlines started. That was their logo for the Mercury class. And this was $8, letter A for that. Yeah, I'm not sure what she's after because I never had 44. And then the other thing, the last thing that I think a few of you did not see was I do have in the original box Avon's Little Miss Muffet. You can, if I do this, you could see that there's some discoloring to the dress because sometimes they did that, the whatever paint they used. But I thought this would be cool that you could repaint the dress and maybe even her if it would stick to the plastic, and then paint the spider in because the spider is on her dress, and have a really cool looking Halloween piece. And so she was $7, letter L for Little Miss Muffet. Lois, they weren't shot glasses. They're awful big shot. You mean the Swanky Swig, the juice glasses? Because if that's these, then I can put you down for that. And Paula's gonna take letter L. Paula, if you repaint that, I want to see a picture. Because that's one of the reasons I kept that one for a long time, is because I just thought it would be kind of cool. Now I have little Jack Horner sitting up there. Okay, so Lois, if these were what you were talking about, I can put you down for those. As long as she lets me know. Let's see what little Jack looks like, just for giggles. Because it was a whole series that they did of the nursery rhymes. I don't remember how many they did. He's sitting in a corner eating his Christmas pie, sticking his thumb in. So that's little Jack. You can see the hole in the pie. I don't know what you could. Okay, Lois, I have you down then for the 2 Swanky Swigs. We got you on this one. Thank you, dear. But yeah, this is what the little Jack Horner one is. And he's done the same way. Is they use this, it's a hard plastic top, and then they would do this bisque finish like paint, which a lot of times you know, either the top here would discolor or the finish to the paint would get weird. The finish hasn't gotten weird, but you could see where his top is starting to yellow a little bit, and it's not yellowing evenly because you can see how white his arm is. But I do know if you take a fine grit sandpaper to these, you can usually get model paint to stick. You have to get the smoothness off and give it those fine lines. So a fine grit sandpaper and model paint usually works on these. But I just don't have the time. So if anybody would like little Jack Horner, let's give him a letter, shall we? Just for the heck of it, since I showed him. Little Jack Horner would be $7, and he would be letter F. Letter F for little Jack Horner, who sits in his corner. What's he doing? Little Jack Horner sat in the corner eating a Christmas pie. Yeah, I remember he put in his thumb and he pulled out it's got to be plum. Nothing else is rhyming with that. And said, "What a good boy am I," right? Is that what he had? It's been a long time since I've had to recite any of these nursery rhymes. My kid's 27 now. And I see Paula for this one too. Oh, good. Thank you, Paula. Because then they stay together. Because they're from the same series. My mother used to get these all the time. They don't have a date on them. Have a date on him? He used to have topaz cologne, and I used to pour the cologne out because I just wanted the bottles. Oh. All right. Thank you. As you can tell, my voice is beginning to go. So I am going to go. We've gotten through everything. We actually got through a lot because I've got like on to the next page. So thank you all for coming. If you like what you saw, by all means, please leave me a thumbs up. I am getting so much closer to hitting that big magical number of 1,000. I hit 900 earlier this week, which was fantastic to finally hit that. I'm sitting at 905, which this is the second time I've hit 905. So I'm hoping the powers that be at YouTube don't steal too many of them away again. So sorry for being a little disorganized. It is rough with the spine still being a problem. The days after they put me in traction are usually pretty rough. So my Tuesdays, my Thursdays, and my Saturdays are usually a problem. So today was one of those days where everything was just bothering me so much I just went back to bed for 2 hours. So, and when we get me to 1,000, you all know what happens? The all-night pajama party will happen. That should be fun. Rose, I hope I feel better soon, because if they can't get this compressed disc to let go of this nerve by the end of the month, then they're going to send me to a specialist for epidural shots, which it's beginning to sound like that means I would have to trek all the way up to Philadelphia, which I hate driving in the city. I really don't want to have to do that. So we're trying traction now for part of the therapy to try to pull it and get that to separate and let loose. And you feel great the day of, but the next day when everything compresses again, then it just, your spine hurts top to bottom. So, but if it's what I got to do to try to get this thing to let go, I'm all for trying anything. So, and poor Lois, she's still trying to buy stuff. You poor dear. I know it's got to be rough being stuck between two mountains and then having that storm there. So, yeah, everybody I've talked to that's ever had epidural shots for epidurals in their spine have said that they really don't work, but the insurance insists you have to do them and have to try them. And so we'll do it if that's what it comes to. I don't have a number 7. Everything I had was double digits. So, yeah, the thing that's frustrating me the most is how much it's like cramping my being able to empty the house out and make money, because these sales are my only income right now. And I feel really bad because I'm so far behind in the packing, because I need to have help on this, because I need to pack the days that the good days when they've pulled my spine. Now I need help, so hopefully my helper will show up tomorrow and I can crank out more packing and get invoices right away. Yes, Paula, it does. And when it's bad, I can't stand for too long doing anything right in front of me. I tried doing the dishes today and I lasted about 5 minutes and had to stop. So Mike did the dishes when he woke up before he left for work, because it's frustrating, because I could do more when I had just regular therapy and they weren't stretching me, but now I'm just frustrated because I feel like I've stepped backwards in not being able to lift anything heavy and not being able to stand for very long and do anything. But I got to keep trying, because that electric bill's now 2 months behind. So I'm technically in the city of Chester, just barely. I can throw a rock and hit Upland and shoot an arrow and hit Parkside. Chester is one of those cities. It's a mid-sized city that has fallen on hard times because a lot of the industry left. But it's also cut off by I-95. Interstate 95 cuts off a quarter of the city. I'm in that quarter that is cut off from everything else that's along the Delaware River. So my area doesn't really have any problems, because we were the farmland, this part, back in the day. So this is all a lot of big houses up here. And down there, it's a lot of old twins or brick row home. So I'm going to go, guys. Thank you for a great night. And I will be packing this whole weekend. I shouldn't have too many interruptions because Mike is going away with the Boy Scouts on Friday night. They will be back Saturday night because they don't have enough drivers going. And the only other adult going has to be back for church in the morning. So that means that he and his kid and his carload have to leave Saturday. So they made the mutual agreement of we're all going to leave on Saturday. But that'll give me, Friday, all of Friday evening and Saturday. And I should have a helper Friday afternoon to help me get stuff packed and get you guys invoiced. So thank you so much. I will be live again. There will be live again next Thursday. And coming up on the 29th, is that the Wednesday? Yes, the 29th. I had so much fun, and obviously Trisha must have had so much fun, that she has invited me back to be on her live sale on Sandy and Otto. So mark your calendars now for being at her channel on Wednesday the 29th, because I'll be on her channel selling that day. And I think her sales are 4 in the afternoon Eastern time on Wednesdays. So have fun this weekend. And I hope everybody has decent weather. I mean, we're due to get rain tonight. and then be muggy and clear the rest of the weekend. But I know other areas are getting rain and thunderstorms. So be safe, be dry, and have a great weekend. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye.